going on, EOP sports fans? It's me. It's your boy, Sal G. And the Phillies come from behind to win in dramatic fashion in extra innings. 5-4 tonight. Yes, it was a fun game. I didn't know what to expect because, the game started off. The game started off with the shaky pitching. And, it looked like the Phillies were going to get rocked. But credit to them, this is a team that doesn't give up even when they lose. Yesterday they lost in extras. They played extras 2 days in a row. Yesterday they went to extras and lost, but that team fought all the way to the end, and that's what you like to see. Credit to Thompson for keeping the players going, keeping them motivated, keeping them stay humble, level-headed. Don't underestimate anybody that they're playing. Play the opponent you have in front of you, and you worry about tomorrow. So good on the Phils. It was a fun game. 5-4, ended in extra innings, ended in 10 innings. So that was great to see. And let's go ahead before we get rolling here. Let's thank our sponsors, the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. And we have Dolan's Bar. We have Cherry Law Firm, PhillySportsTrips.com, Sherry'sTickets.com. Thank you to all our sponsors. You help make the show what it is. And thank you to everybody listening in online land, wherever you are, whatever you're streaming from. Thank you very much for joining us today. Fun night. Happy to be with you. I was worried it was going to be a loss, and that would have been, crappy to be on. So it's always fun when we can talk about a win. And this is game one in a 2-game short series with the New York Mets. It's weird. It's a home at home series. So, but I believe baseball is considering, each series individually, 2-game series each. So Phillies are in Queens for 2 games against the Mets, and then the Mets come to Philadelphia for 2 games right after. All right. So, let's go ahead and see some of these comments here. What's everybody's feeling about this game? Elephant in the room. Kerkering looks nasty. He does. He's looking great, right? He's looking like the guy we thought he was going to be. Prior to the season starting, he had a delay due to whatever illness was going around the Phillies clubhouse. That affected him. He missed a lot of time, needed to have extended spring training, so to speak. He needed to build himself up. He looks like he's getting built up. It's great to see that the Phillies, we have 4 quality arms in the bullpen, and that's not something a lot of teams can brag about. A lot of teams are lucky to have 2 solid guys in the bullpen. We have 4 of them, and there are other guys in the bullpen we're going to talk about who, uh, they need to work on some stuff, right? Whether it's get sent down to AAA, or spend some time with Caleb Cotham, or talk to Trey Turner. He's a hitter. He's a hitting whisperer, but I don't know if he's a pitching whisperer. But some of these guys in the bullpen don't look so great. But we got 4 solid guys: Kerkering, Alvarado, Matt Strom, and Jeff Hoffman. That's pretty good. And yeah, I want more. If the Phillies could trade for another bullpen arm or 2, yeah, we'll take it. The more, you can never have enough arms. Let's do it. Yep, fantastic win. It was. That was a fun win. Star Wars saying Jose and Kerkering are nasty. Yeah, the way that ball was flying out of Alvarado's hands, a couple of 98, 99, hitting triple digits on a pitch or 2. Man, that the movement on that ball. That was crazy. Big Al, what's up, Big Al? This team struggled and never gave up, kept fighting. I love it. That's right. They are exactly what their namesake is. The Fightin' Phils fought to the end, and we're here to talk about it on the Fightin's Final. That was fun to see. Good stuff. All right. So, so the way the game was rolling here. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and let's throw a sponsor out here real quick, and we'll get into some more Getting some more stuff. All right, here we are. Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. Yeah, it's a new ad here. Thanks for all of us. Thanks for everybody who came out to see us this past Saturday. We were at Streetlight Kitchen and Bar doing pregame, pregame for the Phillies. We did postgame for the Phillies. We were there watching the game, hanging out with some fans. It was fun to see everybody that came out. Thank you so much. Streetlight Kitchen and Bar is a fun place, and not just saying that because it's one of our sponsors. You got to check it out. We did our pre and post game show outside. The patio area they have there is awesome. They got a big screen TV out there. They got a little bar area out there. Really nice. If you love flowers, I don't love flowers because I got bad allergies, and I was paying for it later on. But they got really nice flower boxes out there. Really nice setup. It's real fun, man. Come on out. It was a beautiful day on Saturday. I didn't know how the weather was going to be, but we were able to be out there for the entire day. Beautiful weather. The Streetlight Kitchen and Bar is located at 5400 Fern Boulevard in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, in the Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Brook. And this isn't your standard, hotel bar serving powdered eggs and, stale muffins, things like that. They got legit made from scratch food. I had the cheesesteak egg rolls there. They were on point. I had some cheeseburger sliders. They were awesome. Pizza's good. Come on out, snack or drink during their they have happy hour specials. They got game time specials. Come on out. And they have brunch available on Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. With extensive, amazing brunch menu. I know they had a Mother's Day brunch this past Sunday, so I heard that was a big hit. So you go online, check them out, their website, www.streetlightdrexelhill.com to make a reservation, or you give them a ring at 484-461-9823. All right, so Fighting Phils. That was what's going on today. Fighting Phils. Christopher Sanchez did not have his best stuff today, but what he showed some intestinal fortitude today. Really showed some guts. This kid, didn't have his best stuff, and you know what? There was a point in time where I thought this game was going to get blown out, and the Mets were just going to run away with it, and that was in the bottom. Excuse me. Yeah, in the bottom of the third inning, the bases were loaded. All right. The bases were loaded, no outs. And Sanchez, he walks JD Martinez with the bases loaded. That's a run, right? And I was like, this game, it's over. And then Christopher Sanchez just reared back and he's like, you know what? I'm throwing my stuff. I'm going to believe in myself. He struck out the next three guys. I mean, the damage. I mean, the game he could have got blown out, smoked. His pitch count was high, very high. And he just, from that bottom of the third where the bases were loaded, dude just came in and he just took over. And, he battled. He was a 1 out shy of a quality start, and give him credit. He really did battle. And we'll go over his line and everything in a minute. But, the Phillies were down. The Phillies were down in this game, and they battled back, and they kicked ass. What can we say? I don't want to curse. I got to try not to curse. A a dollar sign, kick butt. All right. So yeah, I want to go. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here right now, but we didn't have Schwarber in the starting lineup. We had no JT, no Turner. No problem. Schwarber came in late for a pinch hit at bat, but we didn't have the main guys. We really could have used JT tonight. Turns out we didn't need him. We could win without him. Scary moment there late in the game where Bohm got hit with the bases loaded. That scored a run, and that was scary because it was like, at what cost? Did we got a run scored? We might win this game, but we're going to lose the war because I don't know if we can afford to lose another major piece for an extended period of time. Hopefully what's going on with Schwarber, what's going on with JT, it's minor, and a couple of days rest that maybe is all what the doctor ordered, and they're back to being themselves. I don't want them to come into the game. Players play hurt all the time. I get that, but we don't want that hurt to turn into a long-term injury. So if a couple days rest, and we know how Topper is with rest, he doesn't seem to give guys that much rest. So if this is what it takes to get a couple guys their much needed rest, and bring them back healthy and at full strength, I'm all for it. Phillies have won 21 of their last 26 games to go 29-13, and I believe, and they should still be one game ahead of the Orioles for the overall Major League Baseball record. So coming into this game versus the Braves, Sanchez was 1-2 with a 4.12 ERA in 6 games, and that number may go up just a touch there, but yeah, I mean, he was rocking and rolling after that third inning, but before that, he was sketchy. Let's see some of these other comments here. Yeah, Star Wars. Dominguez and Soto, they're not so good right now, right? I wouldn't be opposed to sending Dominguez down to AAA, just like they did Alvarado. They did that to Alvarado, and it helped him. It seemed like he was a different guy. So, whatever you want to do, phantom injury, send him to AAA. Whatever you got to do to get these guys right. Soto is our only other left-hander. We got whatchamacallit too, but David says, "Way to hang in there, Phillies." I'm drawing a blank. What is it? Strom? Man, I can't remember right now. In Star Wars, Hope Bohm is okay. Paul Lilly, what's up, Paul? What a freaking win, yes, sir. Walter checking in. What's up, Walter? Orioles lost. What a game! I thought the Phillies were going to lose. Me too. I thought this game had, you know, a laugher by the Mets all over it. I thought they were going to just crush. Bases loaded, no outs, a run scores off of a walk. You're like, oh, geez, because Sanchez was all over the place. He could not locate. Dave Yarnow got away with one tonight. Did we get away with one, or did this team just show what they could do? Now, granted, Enwood Diaz, one of the best closers in baseball. He has a great entrance. I'll admit, I like it. But my man, he was all over the place, and he couldn't locate. And yeah, the Phillies were able to capitalize on that. Big Al says, I don't think they can send Sir Anthony down. Okay, that would mean he wouldn't have any options, so he'd have to accept the assignment. Otherwise, you'd essentially be cutting him. So maybe they can work something out with him where it's like, hey, yeah, you got something going on here. You're a little hurt. Adam says, what's up, Sal? Adam, what's going on, buddy? It was fun seeing you Saturday. And Adam won the free tickets to a Phillies game. So for all you didn't come out, you missed out there. You missed out on those tickets. So congrats to Adam. You got the tickets there, buddy. It was good to see. All right, let's go into another ad here. Break another one down for us. All right, guys. Got the ultimate trip coming up June 15th. It's coming up close. Just a little over a month away. Philly Sports Trips. If you're a Philly sports fan, you want to travel with your favorite team, travel with the best. If you want to travel with the pros, then go to phillysportstrips.com. We have this Baltimore trip, 90 minutes down the road, June 15th, 2024. Come on out. Check that out on phillysportstrips.com. And they have premium travel and tailgating experiences for the best for the best fans, period, ever, period. The Philadelphia sports fan. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round trips flights for the Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and the Union. That Eagles schedule's coming out, and Philly Sports Trips is going to have some big trips planned for the Birds. So make sure you check those out. And here's another one for you. Chicago, Wrigley Field, July 3rd through the 7th, 4th of July week. That's a fun trip. You know, there's going to be some fireworks, some festivities, some other good stuff there at the ballpark. Philly Sports Trip's going to do it big with their tailgating experience. And yeah, don't forget about them. Too late to capitalize on their Brazil week 1 trip for the Eagles, but you know they're going to have some other trips for the Eagles down the road. And make sure you can check out these Phillies games here. You know, treat yourself, treat the wife, treat the kids. Go to both of them. Have a great summer. Why not? All right. Let's see. Back with you here. So, yeah. Again, you know, another thing I want to point out about today: the bottom of the order comes through. Stott, he's the man. He he salvaged this game for us. So he's my player of the game. He's been on base in 28 of the past 33 games, and he's been batting 412 over his last 11 games. 12 runs, 7 extra base hits, 13 RBI, and he extended his hitting streak to 5 games. Now I think those numbers changed with what he did later on in the game, but he's been on fire. It's good to see. His batting average, he's batting, I believe, 280-ish, maybe 290 with a 380, 390 on base. So he's getting hot, and we can use that. We need all the help we can get right now with guys on the mend, Turner out. You know, we need these guys to come through. Top of the lineup, it didn't do much. It didn't do much here. So I'm going to go. Let's go into these box scores. Let's take a look. All right, from top of the lineup here. Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield was batting leadoff, 0 for 4 with a walk. Alec Boehm, hope his hand's cool. He stayed in the game, so we'll see how that works. Probably going to swell up a bit. Got to get ice that baby up. Can't be fun getting hit by 98, 99 miles per hour off the fingertips. It really can't. So let's just hope everything's good there. He went 0 for 4, but he knocked in a run. He knocked in a run off the shoot. He knocked in a run. He struck out. I forgot how he knocked in a run, but I got it written down here. Bryce Harper went 1 for 5 with a run, and he struck out 3 times. So not a good day for Bryce. Nick Castellanos, goose eggs for my man Nick again, but he did walk 1 time. He went 0 for 4. And Bryson Stott, here we go, at bottom of the lineup again. This is your 6th hole hitter. He went 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a home run at the top of the 9th inning that helped the Phils, that enabled the Phils to tie the game later on with another RBI in that inning. So thankful for that. Cody Clemens came in, or excuse me, Edmundo Sosa. He went 2 for 3 with a run and a strikeout. Also made some nice plays in the field. Sosa's a nice player, man. He's a really good utility player, can play anywhere. I really like this guy a lot. And then Cody Clemens ended up pinch hitting for him. And Cody Clemens went 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a run scored. And then Brandon Marsh, Captain Caveman, Swamp Thing, he went 1 for 2 with 2 walks. It's nice to see him get on base a couple of times. Rojas, he knocked in a run but went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And then Schwarber, he ended up pinch hitting for Rojas late in the game. He ended up striking out, going 0 for 1. And he didn't see the field, obviously, and he didn't stick at DH either, because Schwarber was pinch hitting for Rojas. And then after Schwarber struck out, Pache came in to play defense for him in center field. And then Garrett Stubbs played a decent game. He really did. He got the Phillies started in the beginning of the game. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI, and he threw out a guy at second base too with a rocket throw. But what Stubbs did that impressed me, he laid down a perfect bunt. And you don't see catchers bunt. You don't see most guys bunt, but to see a catcher bunt, that was nice to see. And Stubbs, I mean, he doesn't have the body of a catcher. You look at the guy, he's like 5'9", and I don't know if he weighs a 170, 180 or what, but he's a slim dude. He doesn't have a catcher's body. He's fast too. I mean, we got to have, between him and Real Muto, two catchers, your starter and your backup, they got to be the two of the fastest catchers in the league. And the fact that he can bunt for a single, perfect bunt down the first baseline between the pitcher and first base, got a hit off of that bunt, and also got the first run on the board for the Phils. Small ball, and you like to see that too because you can't always hit home runs. So you like to see that from Stubbs. And like I said, that's rare. And he also stole a base, and he's got speed. So that was good. In the bottom of the second, you had Sosa with a nifty catch, sprinting from shortstop to third base foul line, and he's jumping butt first onto the field tarp after he made that catch. So that was fun play, big hustle play by Sosa. Awesome to see. And then bottom of the third, it was weird because this is weird with the pitching stuff with Sanchez, and I'll go over this right here. I got it written down. So the bases were loaded. Sanchez walked JD Martinez with the bases loaded, right? Scored a run. And then and then all of a sudden he struck out a first guy. And then he's like shakes his hand. Trainer came out. I was like, "Oh no. What's wrong? He's hurt. No. Let him be." And then he just continues to strike out the next two guys. So he battled. Um I'm going to go actually we don't need to read off the Mets. I'm not going to read off of them. JD Martinez, though, he had a heck of a game. He's an old guy, but he can still do it. And Starling Marte had a hit. Pete Alonso went 2 for 4. Pete Alonso hasn't done much all year, but they kept him in the yard at least. And I'll just go back to some of the stuff I was reading here. This is an interesting fact. Mets have the highest payroll in baseball with $311 million for 2024, and the Phillies have the fourth highest payroll, $245 million. Well, the Mets are 19 and 21. So if that's what $311 million buys you, eh, not good. It's not so good right now. So, and this takes me back to going back to Thompson. You can have the highest payroll. It does not mean you're going to win games. You can have all these mercs, all these guys you bring in, but if they're not cohesive, they don't gel, the personalities clash, they don't like each other, it could be tough to win games, and on paper, Mets have a nice lineup, but they're not doing it this year. So I like to say, even though the Phillies have the fourth highest lineup in baseball, Thompson is doing what he needs to do to keep these guys motivated. The manager plans, right? He lays out the plan for the day, and it's up to the team, the players, to execute. And remember, 70% of the time they're going to fail, and it's that 30% of the time where they come through, bat 300, right? Really, it's like 26% of the time, because that's like team batting average around the league, right? So anyway, I'll check some more of these comments out here. Elephant in the room. Phil's ability to grind at bats really showed with this win. Yeah, it did. And there was that small ball there. The small ball I was talking about with Stubbs. Sack fly. Stuff like that. They scored a run late in the game. They tied it the way they tied it up. That's you don't need to depend on the home run all the time. And then the bottom of the lineup coming through. You need that, because if the top of the lineup ain't hitting, if the bottom of the lineup ain't going to hit, you're not going to win. All right, David says heading to AAA Phillies in Norfolk Friday night and AA Phillies in Richmond Saturday. You got the double dip going. Nice. Hope they call up Aiden Miller. Okay. And you know what? I might get hate for this, but if the Phillies if the Phillies trade in Aiden Miller for a piece that helps win the World Series, I'd say do it. Nobody's untouchable for me. How long? Adam says, how long do you think Schwarber and JT will be out for? They didn't go on the IL, so that's a good sign. They can always backdate stuff. They can always backdate it to the last game they played. So if they do need to go on the IL, maybe they miss a little slightly more than the minimum. But let's hope they just miss, another game or two and they're back in. And David says Stubbs with the bunt was key. I mean, that was textbook. That was textbook. And the fact that it came from your catcher, I mean, Rojas. Rojas should know how to do that. I believe he does. But if he doesn't, Stubbs can teach him. Anna, the game would be broadcast live only here. Hey, what is that? Hey, I don't know what that link is. Don't click on that link. I don't know what that is. And no offense, Anna. I'm sure you're great, but I don't know what that link is. Lil G Griffith says, I'm a big fan of the Phillies. Win game. I'm going to be an uncle. Nice, Lil G. Awesome news. Talking Philly Sports with Matty B. We know Matty B. He's got his own show here with us, Talking Philly Sports with Matty B. And he's also one of the hosts here on the Fight in His Final. How much was it on the manager with the missed swing and strikeout on Merrifield? That's player execution. Player execution. And Merrifield, oh man, he might be a little long in the tooth. Steve says Adrian Miller was traded. No, not that I know of, but I would trade him if we can get a solid piece on this team that can help us win. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'm just saying, no one's off the table for me because I can't think of any player that the Phillies traded other than Ryan Sandberg, and that was 40 some years, 41 years ago, right, for Juan Samuel. I don't know of any other trade that the Phillies made that traded a minor league guy away, where you're like, that was a Hall of Famer. How could you do that? I can't recall, but if I missed something, go ahead. Talking Philly Sports with Matty B. That was on the umps. They got lucky. It happens. We will take it. 111 with wrist. Come on, Sal. Slow down the red propaganda machine. I'm not saying they're going to win the World Series. I'm just saying this team is battling, and you see it right now. Cold streak will come. It's going to happen. It will, for sure. Guaranteed. Thought Mets had the games locked up, but Diaz's fastball was very straight. No movement. Yeah, well, Steve, I might have had no movement, but some of those balls, I mean, they were just going all over the place. Scaring the heck out of me. I mean, shoot, hitting Bohm, the wild pitch, right? Was a wild pitch on him? Or was that on Reed Foley? Okay. Yeah, sorry for the scare there, Steve. Big Al, Matty B, good teams find any way to win. They even need luck at times. That's true. That is true. You need luck. Even in the playoffs, you need luck for sure. All right. Time for another ad read. Let's get to it. Come on out to Dolan's Bar on Saturday, May 25th for Wiffle Ball Mania. That's right. When you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park in 19078, right off I-95, south of Philadelphia Airport. I'm going to be there, Wiffle Ball Mania. I know most of the Fighting Final crew is going to be there. Probably a bunch of the EOP guys are going to be there. You got your chance to see Mickey Morandini, and he's going to bring his good buddy along, John Kruk. Going to have some wiffle ball fun. I heard Mickey takes wiffle ball very seriously, so I cannot wait to have one of my childhood idols curse me out. I'm looking forward to that happen. So, yeah, come on out. Dolan's Bar. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, great food. And you never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through the door. But I'm giving you a cheat. Saturday, May 25th. Two Philly sports legends. Phillies, 93 guys. We know these guys. Come on out. Can't wait to see them. It's going to be a good time. All right. Well, I didn't break down my pitching box score here. So yeah, Sanchez, like I said earlier, he was an out short of a quality start. He gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Did not have good stuff. Had trouble locating, but like I said, he showed some guts tonight, and give him credit. He battled, and he kept the Phillies in it. He gave them a chance to win the game, which they ended up doing. Sean Manaea on the other end for the Mets. He had a nice game. He really did. He seemed to be keeping the hitters off balance. The Phillies. He went 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, 6 Ks. It's good he only went 6. He had big locks of hair, really big hair on him that he ended up cutting. So maybe like Samson, some of that power went away. But no, he pitched himself a good game. He got himself a quality start. The Phillies battled, man. Sir Anthony Dominguez for the Phillies. Yeah, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks. Yeah. Soto, he went 2/3 of an inning himself, 1 strikeout. But then it was all blanks from the bullpen from there, right? So after Dominguez did what he did, gave up that run, that hit, 2 walks. Soto, Ruiz, Kirkering, and Alvarado. And it was good to see Ruiz with the scoreless inning. So he needed that. But Kirkering looks nasty. Alvarado is nasty. You know, good luck. Good luck facing, down the road, really. I don't want to get in my head of myself, but you got 4 quality bullpen arms. Maybe we get a fifth in the trade deadline or whatever. You can always get another arm easily. Probably won't cost you that much unless you're trying to get Mason Miller. So I'll tell you right now, if we can get Mason Miller because he's under team control for the next 5 years, yeah, I would give him Aiden Miller for Mason Miller. I would trade Millers there. I would do that, no doubt. Because that would just, oh my goodness. If starters was win 5 innings, you could just pick your poison. Who you want to throw out there on the bullpen side? You can never have enough arms. All right, what else we got here? Got to get in that late game heroics there. So we go back to that. Marsh and Brandon Marsh. Shout out Brandon Marsh. He also had 2 stolen bases tonight. He had the walks, stolen bases. So in the top of the ninth, right, we're down 2 going in the top of the ninth. And who comes in? Mr. Trumpet, Narco, Edwin Diaz. Stott hits a home run in the down 1. Cody Clemens singles the center. Marsh walks. Merrifield walks. Bohm hit by pitch at that scary moment there. Again, I hope he's all right. He got hit with the bases loaded. And that tied the game up. And then Bryce Harper, no moment's too big for him, comes up with the bases loaded, 2 outs. You dream of this as a kid. And what happens? He strikes out. That's all right. He struck out swinging. At least he wasn't looking, because I don't think there's anything worse than striking out with the bases loaded looking. All right. And then bottom of the ninth, Orion Kirkring comes on 1, 2, 3 for Orion. Top 10. Harper's the ghost runner. He moves to third on the wild pitch by Reed Foley. Stott then hits that sac fly to right field. And Stott tearing it up, 8 RBIs in his last 5 games. So he's been on fire. Player of the game for Stott. He helped with that home run in the ninth. And then with the sac fly, which put the Phillies up ahead. And then you had Alvarado come in to close it out. That was awesome. It was great to see. All right, what else we got here for us? Yeah, the comments are rolling in. All right, another ad time. All right, Phillies fans, Sherry's Ticket Town, sherrystickets.com. Great moments don't just happen. That happens with you in the crowd. sherrystickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. Repeat, no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. So you never have to worry about, you add your tickets to the cart. It's my least favorite thing when I'm adding something like that to the cart. And then you got your timer going. And you got 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to check out. And then you're looking. You're saying, that price ain't right. What is this? And you see surcharges, BS charges, surcharges, charges that don't make sense, convenience fees. What do you mean convenience fees? The heck? You're doing them a favor. You got to pay for that? Not with Sherry's tickets. And we got a special for you, EOP sports fans. We got the promo code EOP10. And make sure you use that. Get 10% off all your tickets. Sports, concerts, theater, you name it. Sherry's Tickets got it. www.sherrystickets.com. Give them, and you know what? They got a phone number too if you want to call them. 610-494-5050. They've been in business for a long time, since 1946. So you know they're a name you can trust. Oh, and everybody on the call, everybody listening, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out. It gets more content from EOP out to you guys, so you see it in your feeds. The only way that's going to happen, you got to like it. Please tell a friend by sharing it. And if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Let's see some more of these comments here. Steve says, I really can't believe we won without Sunday lineup and fifth starter. Or with our Sunday lineup and fifth starter, right? Fighting Phils. I met Mickey Morandini last year before a game. Oh yeah, I hope it was a good experience. I'm looking forward to meeting him too. Jeff McNeil, yeah, Steve. Amazing how far Jeff McNeil's Punch and Judy act has turned him into an analytics nightmare. Yeah, he's a clown. I liked when Reese Hoskins earlier in the season was doing the cry faces to him for a hard slide that wasn't illegal at all, by the way, by Hoskins. I don't mind McNeil, but he's not playing well right now. Yeah, it's the Mets. Johnny Watson, love the show. Keep up the good work. I am edging with EOPs. Johnny Watson, my boy. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. It would be scary batting against Alvarado when he hits 99 and 100. Yeah, yeah. I was watching both him and Diaz, and I was thinking to myself, man, I do not want to be in a batter's box against those guys. Merrifield struck out. Did he? My bad. All right, I thought he walked. All right, anyway. Steve, that Merrifield swing reminded me of Darren Ruff on San Fran against the Dodgers, getting San Fran a division with a no call on obvious seeing, but then ending the NLDS on a K with obvious non-swing. Yeah. I don't know about Merrifield. He's not looking so great right now. I do not like him in the outfield at all. He cannot play the outfield. Keep him in the infield. Figure something out there, but I don't like him in the outfield at all. All right. Let's go ahead and bring up the Broad Street bottom line. All right. The bottom line is the Phillies keep fighting, even with lackluster pitching. They stayed in it to the end. Wasn't the prettiest of games, but it was an entertaining game. It was a fun game. I see heart. I see a lot of heart from these guys. Really, there's a never quit attitude, never say die. Um, what Sanchez did, really, I'm going back to that, but he just showed the moxie. He just showed, like, you know what, you're not going to beat me. And the deck was stacked against them. The bases loaded, right? Most guys in that situation are probably going to get creamed. And I thought they were going to pull him. And when the trainer came out, and I was like, that's all she wrote. So he battled back. He showed me a lot. The Phillies fought back to the end. They went against the tough closer in Edwin Diaz. Yes, Edwin Diaz did not look sharp, but they still beat him. They took it to him. And that's what you want to see from this team. You don't want to see them quit. And, they're going to lose. It's going to happen. They're going to lose probably at least 50 to 60 games at least, right? That's going to happen. And we're going to live and die with those losses. They're going to hurt. Some are going to sting. Some we're going to curse the team out for. But for the majority of the time, if they play like the way they're playing, I mean, they're really going to be tough to beat. They are. Michael Kadire, Steve with the throwback name. Michael, I was hoping for some Michael Kadire vibes with Merrifield, but we may fall short on that one. Yeah, yeah, I remember Mike Kadire is a good player. All right, we got one more ad for you here, and then we're going to go ahead and that wasn't right. My bad. All right, guys, you've seen this man plenty of times. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you call David R. Cherry at the Cherry Firm. Cherry Law Firm is here to fight for you and get what you deserve. Cherry Injury Law is a dedicated, well established personal injury law firm built on the promise of aiding the seriously injured throughout the state of Pennsylvania. So you can reach David Cherry at www.cherryinjurylaw.com. Deals with workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, and criminal law. David R. David R. Cherry Esquire. Give him a call right now, 610-565-0300. All right. And we're going to go ahead and round the bases. All right, we're looking at our out-of-town scoreboards here in Anaheim, Los Angeles, or wherever the heck they're playing now. The Angels are beating the Cardinals 4-zip at the top of the sixth. In San Diego, the Padres are losing to the Rockies 5-1. And in Seattle, the Mariners are currently leading the Royals 4-zip in the end of the fifth, or excuse me, middle of the fifth. And in the middle of the fifth in San Francisco, the Giants are currently leading the Dodgers 3-2. And in the bottom of the fourth in Arizona, those D-backs are leading the Reds 3-2. And in your final in 10 innings in Baltimore, Baltimore lost. Like Walter said, they lost to the Blue Jays 3-2. And in Detroit, the Tigers beat those lowly Marlins 6-5. Man, you know what? RIP to the Marlins fans, man, really. As a lifelong Philadelphia Phillies fan, I feel the pain. I really do. Seen it too many times. And I'm very happy the Phillies are where they are right now. But you guys bought yourself a couple of championships, so I don't feel bad for you. Sorry. Maybe a little bit. And the Rays beat the Red Sox 5-3 in Boston. Our Fightins beat the Mets 5-4 in 10 innings. And the Bravos, the Bravblos, I believe somebody said before on this show, they beat the Cubs 2-zip in Atlanta. And a final in Milwaukee, the Pirates have beaten the Brewers 8-6. And in Tejas, the Guardians beat the Rangers 7-0. And another final in Houston, the Astros beat the Athletics 9-2. Man, there's some bad teams in baseball this year, aren't they? I mean, the Astros, wow, 16-25. Who would have thunk it? And the White Sox and Nationals game in Chicago was postponed due to rain, and they're going to make up that game tomorrow. All right. So, see, got more comments. What do we got? What do we got? Adam says, who do you think should be leading off while Schwarber is out? I honestly don't like Merrifield there, but I don't know who the heck else you're going to put there. You're not gonna lead off Nick Castellanos. You could lead off Stott. You could lead off Stott against right-handers, maybe even against left-handers too. But we know Topper won't do that. So against right-handers, I would lead off Stott. I would lead off Marsh. But a right-handed bat to lead off, man, right now on this team. I mean, we don't have Trey Turner. I I guess we're stuck with Witt. But if Witt can't hit. He can't lead off. And if he can't, he doesn't walk. So I don't know what value he provides you in the leadoff spot. I really don't. You can use maybe Sosa in the leadoff spot. Give him a shot. And I'm trying to think of a right-handed bats here. You're not going to lead off JT. That's crazy, right? Use your catcher. But it wouldn't. I mean, I bet you. You know what? He's probably led off for the Marlins back in the day. I'm sure. I mean, he's not your prototypical guy. He's got some speed. Steve says, I don't know about David R., but we got some big bites coming tomorrow morning. Have a good night. All right, Steve, you take care. Thanks for joining us. And with that, everyone, I think we'll go ahead and call it a night. Been going long enough here. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, my name's Sal G. You can follow me on X, the Twitter at Sal G Philly. Thank you all for joining us. Please, begging you, like, share, and subscribe our great EOP content. You know what? I got to go ahead. I got to throw the guys a shot here. I got my boys here. Let me not forget about them. Here's the lineup coming up here for the Fightins final. Tomorrow, you got Matty B on the bump. And then on Wednesday, you got Pat. And then to take us home on Thursday, you got Mike Lauro. So please make sure you tune in for the next few nights here. We're going to be talking Phillies, we're going to be talking baseball. And on EOP Sports, we're going to be talking all types of sports all the time, every time. Phil Stifle in the morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. My man, he's nonstop. I don't know how he does it. He's busy as heck, but he does it, and he does it well. Make sure you check out Phil. Check out the guys talking about the Eagles. They're going to be breaking down the Eagles schedule when that comes out. We got all types of sports. We got Steve Fuentes doing. He's our new reporter, credentialed guy. He's at the Union Games. He's interviewing guys. We got Pat Bernard. Pat Bernard does everything. Philly stuff. PM in the AM. And Mike Lauro is the same thing. Does everything. Man, if only I could work as hard as some of these guys. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But these guys, man, whoo, they work hard. And Ab says, great show, Sal. I appreciate it, Adam. And with that, bid you all a good night. Take care, everyone. It's 11:11. That's a good number. It's a magical number. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. Talk to you next time. Peace. I didn't hit it. I missed it. Where's my video?